Sawasdee krap and welcome to the Thaiger and our daily weekday program, Thailand News Today. Firstly, a very quick apology. Yesterday we referred to a pit bull terrier in a story from Pattaya as being rabid. This was actually just a bit of alliteration from the writer. The dog did not have rabies. We've changed the article to reflect the actual story and apologise for misleading any of our readers. Also, we were going to be doing the program from outside today, but it is raining. So we're bringing Thailand News Today to you today from the worldwide resources of my living room. And a couple of cats are here, so they may or may not make a show later in the program. Also, a big thank you to Silvio Real, or it could be Real. Sorry if we got your name wrong, but thank you very much for supporting the Thaiger. We appreciate your subscription as a Thaiger legend. Now time for the news. Today, the CCSA announced 1,582 new COVID infections across Thailand in the past 24 hours. Most came from Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Chonburi and Prachuap Khiri Khan. The small increase on yesterday's total will provide the CCSA with the ammunition they need for this afternoon's scheduled meeting chaired by the Thai PM. And we'll have an extra short update of that information from the meeting posted early this evening Thai time. Now, it's expected that they will announce new restrictions but are unlikely to go for total lockdowns of provinces or at-risk districts. Since April the 1st, there's been a steady growth of infections, described as the third wave in Thai media, much higher than the number of daily infections in the first and second waves. The last 3 days have each seen rises of daily cases numbering over 1,000. 67 people are currently reported to be in a serious condition relating to their COVID status. And finally, 510,000 plus people in Thailand have now received at least their first vaccination. The number of COVID deaths worldwide tripped over the 3 million mark today since the start of the pandemic, with 139.7 million people infected. 118 million people have fully recovered. This new map is up for discussion today when the CCSA meets. 18 provinces are to be designated as red zones. The amount of red zones may change after this afternoon's meeting chaired by the PM Prayut Chan-o-cha. In the upgraded restrictions, which are almost certainly going to be announced, restaurants will be able to stay open until 9 p.m. in the red zones and until 11 p.m. in the orange provinces. Bars, karaoke bars, massage places must not sell liquor and cannot drink in restaurants in each province. Schools will also stay closed. The map cuts a red swathe through the northeast and the northwest areas of the country and some provinces around Bangkok, including Bangkok. Well, here's a list of the red zone provinces, but more may be announced after today's CCSA meeting. Meanwhile, Thailand's mercurial public health minister says he's confident the kingdom can overcome the current COVID-19 crisis without imposing a nationwide lockdown. He says, "We have seen no point in imposing a lockdown for the time being." He says that the current cycle of the new infections has only been for 2 weeks and the health ministry has good cooperation from all stakeholders. He said, "What we need to see now is less mobility. If we can do it, we will definitely see a declining number of new COVID-19 infections by next month." A quick update about the horrible interprovincial bus incident from Wednesday, where 5 people were killed. A brake system failure has been suggested as the cause of the fire, which started as the bus was travelling south through Khon Kaen on its way to Bangkok. Another 12 people were seriously injured. There were 33 on board. Now, a rear tyre burst, it caught fire, spread to the engine compartment and then the rest of the bus. An initial Department of Land Transport investigation report says the brake system overheated, causing the tyre to explode. A man in Nakhon Ratchasima in northeastern Thailand has lost his life yesterday when he pulled his car over to feed an elephant that then trampled him to death. The man stopped his pickup truck near Tanarat Road when he saw an elephant tied to a tree by the roadside and attempted to feed it some sugarcane. The incident took place by the Jungle House Khao Yai Resort in Pak Chong district. The man's body was recovered with multiple fractures, trampled to death by the female elephant known as Cherry. The 55-year-old sanitation technician officer had been on holiday with his wife and daughters when the incident occurred. The Mahut, the trainer of the elephant, said that she'd never been violent and had spent years living by the resort, where she'd go each morning to meet tourists and offer elephant rides. The Health Minister insists the AstraZeneca vaccine will remain Thailand's primary COVID vaccine, despite concerns over very rare reported side effects. Some countries have suspended its use, while Denmark is the first country in Europe to abandon it completely. However, Minister Anatun says it's up to each country to make up their own decision, and Thailand is pressing ahead with the vaccine. He said, "There are many factors for each country whether or not to use a vaccine, but we have expertise to closely monitor the vaccine information. We base decisions on scientific knowledge, not news. If something happens, we will let the public know. Please do not worry about it." Meanwhile, the World Health Organization and the European Medicines Agency insist the benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine outweigh the risks of very rare blood clots. Meanwhile, the CEO of Pfizer says those who've received their full dose of vaccines may need to get an extra shot due to variant strains of the virus. He mentioned the possibility of a third dose yesterday during an online interview with CNBC, citing the multiple variants of the coronavirus. Now, we're trying to do this story within the strict YouTube guidelines, so you'll have to decode my very careful words as best you can. The pictures too have had to have been heavily modified. While Thailand is a conservative country with conservative laws, the underground adult-only industry and adult toy economy is a thriving, not-so-well-kept secret. Thailand's famous for its LGBTQ acceptance and red light district, but many don't realise that most drugs, gambling, soliciting for prostitution, adult toys and even vaping are against Thai laws. The Customs Department confiscated more than 4,000 adult toys last year, and owning or selling these toys carries a 60,000 baht fine or up to 3 years in jail. The strict laws are in place to align with traditional Buddhist Thai society, but seem sometimes to be very contrary to the popular red light underground industry Thailand's famous for. Even Bangkok's red light industry is estimated to be worth $6.4 billion, and many toys are openly available for sale, even though it violates the law. That industry is thought to comprise up to 10% of Thailand's gross domestic product. And if you want to stay at home, no problem. All the paraphernalia is freely available on the popular online shopping apps, delivered straight to your home, batteries not included. But it's all about face, and Thailand, a Buddhist country with traditionally conservative values, is unlikely to change the laws anytime soon. Well, I'm glad we got through that all in one piece. Thank you for watching today. Have a fantastic weekend. It might be an extended Songkran long weekend for you if you do live in Thailand. If you don't, well, just a weekend. We will bring you the latest news about the CCSA's announcements in another video. Hopefully they're not too long or complicated. Oh, hello, Dusty. Dusty's come to say hello. There we go. This is Dusty, one of the cats. Anyway, thank you for joining us, and do have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.